Retro me Satanus.
Yes, it always sounds more convincing in Latin, Professor, doesn't it? You give an order to retreat.
We guard ourselves from your touch.
Using a cross as a talisman. An instrument of torture and humiliation.
A symbol of trouble and trial by which our Christian faith is tested.
You seek to destroy me. Why?
Because of what you are and what you've done.
We must survive. All of us. The blood of a human for me, a cooked bird for you. Where is the difference?
The difference between good and evil.
I am bound to this earth. I make it my domain. You will die in a miserable, allotted span. I have centuries before me.
Why in God's name did you ever leave your castle?
We must recruit disciples, just as your leader has done.
We are pledged to rid the world of you.
It will not be easy. I do not die like the bee when I sting once. I become stronger. Vampires are nourishment to one another. Beautiful, fundamental nourishment. And your wife, Mr. Harker, is mine already.
Hello, listener, and welcome to Time Ram. The oddest thing happened to me just now. I was enjoying my day. I was having a really nice time, just pootling along, occasionally smoking a fag, having a cup of tea, maybe watching some Doctor Who. And what happens? Barry Williams, one of my co-hosts, tells me that I have to bloody present the thing. I was appalled. And if you get that, you're really going to enjoy this podcast. With me today are the aforementioned Barry Williams, Mr. Paul Ferry there.
Hello.
You
didn't even give Baz a chance to say hello. You just zoomed on.
I mentioned him earlier. I've covered Baz. Baz is done.
Oh, right.
I want to get past the presenting bit, as you perfectly well know.
Well, we're trying to string it out.
You're milking it.
If I can get to Lisa.
That's what you're doing.
I'm not milking it. I'm trying to get to Lisa now. Both of you shut up and sit down. Right. And joining us, fucking hell. And also joining us for the very first time is an old friend of us all, Lisa Gledhill. Hello.
Hello. It's an absolute pleasure to be here and not at all appalling.
Good. Well, don't speak too soon. You know, you should vaguely know the form.
Yeah.
It would be remiss of us not to mention that Lisa's a writer and journalist who's got a lot of work recently, I've noticed, with Doctor Who magazine.
Probably a good idea.
Yes, they have foolishly been giving me bits and bobs to do, so that's all been marvellous. But I should say I'm also a very long-term Doctor Who fan. I've known all of you, I think, since the dawn of time, and some of you since a little bit longer.
Possibly before, yeah.
We've kind of...
I remember when I met you, there was this big spider-shaped spaceship over there, and there was this guy running towards it going, I will change history, and all that sort of thing. That's how long ago it was.
It is, yeah, but we just ignored him and went...
Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Being on the protoplasm. Yeah.
So it is a pleasure to be back in touch after having slightly drifted in recent years, so this is marvellous.
As life does. And continents.
Yes. That can happen.
Did you say incontinent?
And continent.
We're not that old.
Incontinent, no. Does that cause drift? I don't know. Maybe by the time we've finished this entire Doctor Who run podcast, we'll know this. We'll have the answers to these important questions.
Yes.
Which listener obviously wants to know because they're still here. So, Um, can I now?
Can you?
I
Well,
think
Yeah.
you should.
I will. Right. I'll say tonight we're ramming the perfectly delightful Tom Baker story, State of Decay, with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor,
mm,
Mm.
which is going to be interesting.
yeah.
Um, so, Baz, do you want to lead us in, maybe? Oh, I have to decide who it's going to be first. Is it the fam or is it Dan?
Um, I mean, there's three companions in this, technically speaking. There's
Yeah,
Romana, Adric, and K9. So we
okay,
could
mate.
put the fam in, though it
So
must
one of
be
them
admitted.
presumably spends most of their time, well, all their time in the TARDIS.
It
Then
must be
Yeah.
admitted K9 does very little, and actually
very
Adric doesn't
little.
do much either.
Adric gets into trouble. Adric's a right bloody knob end in this, honestly. Episode one, it
Yeah.
always
What,
annoys me
just
when
in
he kind of
this?
goes, yeah. Just when he kind of, that nice couple who haven't got anything, give them some food, and he goes, oh, have you got some cheese as well? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Out.
I'm going to be controversial and say I think this could go a bit earlier. I think this could go with the whole fam because I think this could have a bit of a Witchfinders vibe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
It could
yeah.
replace the
It depends
Witchfinders,
on
I
how it
think.
would look,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, I
yeah.
thought the fam as well because I can see, Ryan totally taking the place of Adric.
Yeah. That's what
Me
I
too.
was
The main
thinking.
thing. That's only what occurred to me.
And demanding cheese. Yeah, no, that works,
Planning
definitely.
cheese.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is all Adric does in this. Um,
I
cheese
get the
man.
impression
He just
that
wants it. He just wants cheese.
I get the impression that they added Adric at the last minute because he really isn't actually in it that much. He disappears for like half an episode at
Yeah.
one point.
I wonder if this was what made Terrence Dicks say, "Oh, that means I have to retype the whole thing."
Yeah,
I wonder
yeah,
if
because
Christopher H. did me
wasn't it all written before Adric was going to be in it?
something like, yeah,
I think he wrote it in
yeah.
like 1975 or something, and the BBC vetoed
Yeah.
it because they thought it was
Yeah.
First
Yes,
time.
it's
taking
horror
the
of Van
piss.
Rock took its place.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
because they were doing the Louis Jourdan
Yeah.
Dracula, and they
Dracula,
thought
which
it
is
was
great.
gonna look like it's kind of taking the mick out of it.
So obviously, if Doctor Who's doing that, it's a spoof, clearly. So
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like when Z Cars wouldn't allow them to film the Feast of Stephen there and use the same actors. It's just humorless.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, the wasting. It was the wasting. I think the working title of it was the wasting until State of Decay.
Yeah.
came along. The
Yeah.
wasting's a good title actually.
It
Yeah.
makes a lot more
Nothing
sense.
wrong
I
with
mean,
State of Decay, but
Yeah.
the Doctor at one point goes, you mean a state of decay?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
always get the title into the.
That's the entire justification.
why do you go on about the wasting all the time? The wasting never manifests itself. What is the
No.
wasting? Are they just
Yeah.
talking about being hungry?
We never find
Well,
out what the wasting is, do we?
Well,
No.
yeah, they do. They tell you that the wasting is the wasting.
Bang on, yeah. It's very much like the question.
Can't argue with that. You can't argue with that. That's
Yeah.
Terrence Dew stuff.
I never realised that. You never find out what it is. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
what the hell is the wasting? Maybe that's why they changed the title. Maybe they got to episode 4 and go, we can't call it the wasting because nothing's happened with it. No
It's
one's
true.
getting the wasting. Tom's trying to, obviously,
We
but
can't,
that's
we
just
can't
normal.
call it the wasting because we cut all that stuff out in draft 3.
Yeah, we put Adric in it instead. Jeez. Yeah, and Terrence just like, I'm not rewriting it again.
It's Crispin's Bidme throwing up Terrence Dix and going, look, what is the wasting?
Yeah.
Terrence is
And
like,
he
"Rrr,
Wasted.
yeah."
Yeah.
You can imagine them when the doctor says, "What is the wasting?" They're going, "Well, they save us from the wasting, so we don't really know what the wasting is because we've always been saved from it."
If
we hadn't been saved from it,
This is Marga. This is that level of thinking. Oh, he'll save us from the wasting. What's the wasting? Don't matter. He's saving us from it.
Yeah,
Do you reckon like one day after this story finishes, they all die from the wasting? Just
yeah.
Oh, well, that's my headcanon now, and I hate you for that. Oh, poor Ivo. Arthur Hewlett, you bastard.
This is the Doctor. Present life, the High Council of Time Lords. Keeper of the legacy of Rassilon. Defender of the laws of time. Protector of Gallifrey.
we open with a model shot of a sort of a medieval tower.
Yeah.
And
And you can just hear the music immediately, can't you?
yeah.
I love that.
Yes.
Cool.
It's the time of selection. And there's the head of the guards. He's called Habris. He's sent to the pub, but I think it's the local pub inn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the only building that's open, apparently, because everyone's in there all the time. Anything that
Yeah.
happens in there. It's where the
I s-
cheese is stored. They're all hoping for a bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're told that there's a village there, but we don't really. We see a model shot, and that's it. Basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
All you see is the pub.
Yeah. I
That's
suppose if
because
it's
their lives are terrible. My God.
Jodie
What happens
Whittaker,
here?
they would use that the same location that they used for Witchfinders. That would probably work quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you keep this opening as well. I don't see any reason why not. It's a good, strong opening.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I think this would make a good pre-titles. It just needs to be a lot more visceral. I mean, these villagers seem very accepting that someone's
Yeah.
going to come along and drag half of them away. I think
Yeah.
if this was modern times, you'd have drama of children being ripped away from parents and men and women being separated from one another. And
It's that, isn't it?
don't take me to the tower.
Yeah, you get emotion. You get human emotion
Yeah.
ramped up. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're going to have problems maintaining their population as well, aren't they? If, like half of them are dragged away like every other week.
Yeah.
Maybe there's another pub over the other side of the tower.
If everyone else is in the Golden Lion, not in the,
Don't
not
go
in the
drinking.
Queen's Arms.
Well, they do really, really good lunches, and they just go, just don't tell them, honestly. Don't tell them. It's just funny.
Don't go in Ivo's pub. You get selected.
Yeah, you get wasted.
I mean, if that's the entire village, they've already fallen below the number for successful population growth because there's only about 10 of them.
Clever vampire stuff.
Genetically, they're fucked. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And only about 2 of them are women. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
Hey, genetically, that does raise an interesting question. Where these villagers come from? Because we know that the crew of the of the Hydrax have been dragged off course by the vampire. So, did the Hydrax have passengers? Are these villagers descended from them? Or has the vampire been dragging lots of other starships off course? And if so,
Or were they
where's the
indigenous and just got
rose?
really unlucky with the great vampire turning up?
Yeah.
It's not at all clear, is it? Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I never thought of that.
No.
this story's falling apart.
Barely started.
5 minutes into episode 1, the doctor hasn't turned up. They all die afterwards anyway. I'm just really sad about that. I'm not getting it. Really put a crimp in it for me. I might have problems. It upset me.
Made you sad.
Well, that's what the wasting is. It's their inability to successfully reproduce
Continue.
enough
Well,
to
right.
keep going.
Well, yeah. So quite a lot of these victims get taken away, including Ivo's son,
Yeah.
Carl, I believe.
Yeah.
So it's all a bit sad. And
We call him
then
Derek instead.
do what?
Derek. We should call him Derek.
Derek. Okay. Do we want to cast Ivo, or are we not that interested?
Don't cast Ivo. I mean, he's quite a major part.
He's quite a major. Yeah.
It's the Jodie Whittaker era. I don't know.
Yeah,
what
this is our kind of.
Yeah. Philip Glenister.
About 1977. I've got you.
Philip Glenister would work, yeah.
Philip Glenister.
We've already cast him in Ghostlight, but
damn,
there's
Oh,
there's
right.
that.
Yeah.
But-
Well, you don't want him again, then, yeah.
Yeah.
You do want somebody.
Robert Glenister.
We cast Helen Mirren every week, so there's no reason why we can't cast that.
yeah.
More.
Yeah.
Well, look, if Philip's busy, can we get his brother in? Can we get Robert?
Yeah, Robert.
Yeah.
Yeah. Robert Glenister. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that works.
I mean, it's like in their contract. You had me brother last week. You could have put me in this one.
Yeah.
Maybe we could have Philip Glenister as Orcon. Because then there'd be a sort of suggestion of shared bloodline and possibly even incest, and that would explain something and start pulling this wreckage of a tale back together.
You're pulling at the threads here. It's just not,
Damn, I know.
not going to get any better.
Don't want State of Decay to be broken. I like it.
You don't want it to be wasted. I know.
I don't want it to be wasted. No.
I broke with the wankers.
So yeah, we cut to the Doctor and Fam, presumably in the TARDIS.
Yeah.
Obviously, in the original version, it's the Doctor and Romana. They're trapped in E-space.
Yeah.
I think we don't. I think they materialize. I think it's an external. They appear and come out. I don't think we need all that stuff because
If we're going to cut it down to 50 minutes, then yeah.
No.
No, I don't think you need all the TARDIS guff. But are they still in E-space? That's the question. Do we have an E-space arc in Jodie
Not
Whittaker?
really. I don't think we've had any other
Spoiling.
E-space stories. This is our first one.
Maybe they've been in E-space since 1981.
Could be loads of adventures.
They still can't get out of E-space.
It depends when we get full circle. If we get full circle for William Hartnell, then yeah, they've been in E-space all the way.
Yeah.
I was thinking, the Whittaker era was not averse to having a bit of a story arc, so I could see an E-space arc fitting in that era.
At the moment,
Because what will happen?
We'll not get Warriors Gate anyway.
No, Warriors Gate will be for like Pertwee or something.
We'll get Warriors Gate first. Yeah.
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 That's the thing about time, right? It doesn't like us.
Honestly, I'm
Yeah,
getting
don't
like
worry
half of
about
that.
I think it's better.
It's not great. There's new internet here, and it's been uniformly terrible for about a week.
Right.
Okay.
First time I've tried recording with it, and it's clearly not working.
Right.
However,
Soldier on. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, please be quiet.
So, obviously they come straight out of the TARDIS. They've detected some technology in the local area. It's probably worth mentioning.
Yeah.
Is the whole fam coming out? Is it just the Doctor and Yaz? Are they leaving Graham and Ryan in the TARDIS?
Well, I'm going to make a controversial suggestion here because in episode 1 of State of Decay as it stands, the whole of episode 1 is just people introducing themselves.
Yes.
We'll meet the villagers, we'll meet the people, the scientists, and we'll meet the I think we need to get through that whole thing a lot quicker if we're going to fit this into 50 minutes. So I'm going to say they all come out, but something happens to split them up so that 2 of them go to the village and 2 of them go to the scientists. And then you're multitasking. You're getting around all those.
attack.
You go to point A and then point B. And,
About the bat attack, that splits them.
yeah, bat attack would be brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get attacked by bats and they go.
Yeah. That's much
Ryan
more
and
efficient. Yeah.
Graham over to the village, and because the Doctor's got to meet the scientists, Doctor and Yaz over to the scientists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So they come out of the TARDIS. Bats.
Bat
Bats.
attack.
Bats. Bat attack.
Space bats.
Space bats. Vampire space bats.
And these bats, come on, 21st century, these bats are going to be huge, aren't they? They're not just going to be little things on rubber strings. They're going to be freaking massive bats.
Much better than the stock footage followed by one bat flapping down onto Alan Ward's neck and looking a bit rubbery. Yeah. All right. So, they get attacked by bats in that case. And they run off in different directions to maybe shield themselves. Graham and Ryan get to the pub.
And stay there.
And stay there. Probably the sensible decision.
Yep.
Ryan
Can
goes,
imagine Graham.
I'm really hungry.
Yeah. Can imagine Graham being chuffed that he's found a pub. A pub.
Pub, cheese and pickle sandwiches.
Yeah, he tries to buy it with sort of 20th century money, doesn't he? Yeah. So I'm trying to work out what they actually do there. I can't really remember. I guess they just sort of sit down for a bit because the Doctor and Yaz make their way to where there's some wreckage in the woods. There's some spaceship wreckage.
Yeah.
Actually, no, do they get captured first?
They get captured.
They get captured.
But to cut it down, why don't we have them heading? She scans it with the sonic, and goes to the spaceship wreckage over there and starts heading that direction. Then when they get there, they're surrounded by people, and then we can get into that bit.
Yeah.
Just to condense a bit.
Yeah. Okay.
Same basic stuff.
Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah.
I love the way these scientists are hiding in the woods, but outside their encampment, they've got all these bits of salvage technology, and you're just thinking, you're not hiding very well, are
No.
you?
No.
No. The three that all were going, yeah, there's rebels there somewhere. I don't know where they
Yeah,
are. We can't track them down. Could be
I
anywhere.
think the guards, whenever they go, I mean, the guards clearly haven't got their hearts in it, as it were.
Yeah.
I think the guards go, see it frequently, and every newbie that comes in, they go, look, there's a pile of wreckage over there. If you find people there, we're going to have to go and investigate. Loads of work. Just
Yeah.
don't say anything. Turn around, walk away. Free who are fine, right?
Yeah.
I think
Or
that's what
maybe
Yeah.
the guards are on the take. And the one thing that the scientists have managed how to do is to reconstruct a still.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so, a few
Yeah,
bottles
look
of
at Arthur Hewlett. Arthur Hewlett's got string in his hair. That guy's got it still.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
few bottles of Arthur Hewlett's hooch, and nobody wants to arrest them.
Well, I mean, this society is
Like
going.
that guy in The Prisoner where they've got us still in a cave, actually serves real alcohol. It'd be like that guy. Just he's got his equations on the wall and he's got his alcohol in front of you. There you go.
I mean, it's great. I mean, this society is going backwards, but they've kept just enough society to still be able to run a pub, which is they've got their priorities.
Look at that building. Look at that room. That's not called running a pub. That's putting a few chairs on the table and a little bit of cheese in the thing. And waving it out, threatening you with the cheese, but they're not actually giving you any. That's not a pub. That really isn't a pub.
I have a question about cheese. How does Adric know about cheese? Were there cows on the Starliner?
Yeah.
Or are they making cheese from something else?
They've got
the marsh, the marsh fruit.
Some marsh milk or something.
It's marsh milk. It's marsh cheese. Oh,
marsh cheese. Yeah.
That's why the marshmen have got those little nipples.
Little nipple.
Oh,
They're milking the marshman.
There. I have puzzled about this since Full Circle was on. It's known. Why put that on the costumes? Well, now we know to explain why there's cheese in State of Decay.
Yeah.
Marshmallow.
Marshman. There you go. Marsh cheese.
There you go. Listener, this is the kind of content you come for.
Content.
There's a spin-off product in this, I think. Marsh cheese. Time ram marsh cheese.
Cheese ram.
I'm not participating in any of that. I want no part of either of those ideas.
That's fine. I mean, you've made your position clear. All right.
I have a reputation in the gaming world, don't you know? I can't be seen to dabble in marsh cheese.
Marsh cheese.
Marsh cheese, yes.
Commercial time.
Hi, I'm Juliet.
And I'm Nathan.
Experience Doctor Who from the very beginning through a classic fan's eyes.
And through the eyes of a new Who fan.
Reminisce and relive those classic moments with Nathan as he offers fun insight.
Or experience them for the first time with Juliet as she dwells on social issues, history, fashion, and the size of a flashlight.
We're the Time Streams podcast.
Find us on Spotify, Stitcher, or Apple Podcasts. You have been listening to Time Ram. Woomph, Time Ram.
So, we established that science is forbidden on this planet.
Yeah.
And actually, there's no one else on the planet. It's just this village. That's it. We're told that the Lords protect them from the wasting.
Yeah.
I guess this is information that Ivo's imparting.
Yeah.
Because when Graham and Ryan go to the pub, Ivo's there and Habris is there as well. And Habris kind of takes off. And Ivo kind of fills them in a little bit. And then he gives a quick call to Kalmar, who is with the rebels. Arthur Hewlett, as you say in the original version.
Basically, we get a chunk of exposition from these two sides here. This is all going to be vastly quickly more cut together, isn't it? We're going to be going back and forth.
Yeah,
I think we have both of them given this explanation. Yeah, so Kalmar can be telling the Doctor, and it's the same stuff. Yeah, have it a bit more dynamic.
Cut back and forth. It's got a lot more pace, a lot more energy.
Yeah. So who's the 21st century version of Arthur Hewlett?
Ooh.
Well,
there is
I'm going to make
Arthur Hewlett. Dr. John.
I'm going to make a radical suggestion. I think this is the 21st century. Both in the village and among the scientists, we need a few women.
That is true. That is
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
And I think you need somebody who can play a crazy old lady as leader of the scientists. You know, somebody who can do a Beatrix Lehman type of performance.
Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren.
Miriam
Again.
Margolyes.
Miriam Margolyes would be good.
Margolyes would be good.
Yeah.
Margolyes
Yeah.
would be very good.
Yeah.
I would have, you know, I would have said Golda Rochevelle if she hadn't just been in Space Babies. I think she could do crazy old lady.
Why not? I mean, this will be before that, so.
Yeah, I mean, Space Babies is probably going to be like a Hartnell story or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, true.
That'd be good.
Yeah. Do we have to do Space Boat? Never mind.
I might grade it
Well, every time it comes up.
every single time until all my grades are gone.
Space Babies? How absurd.
How dare you?
I'll have none of it, sir.
I bet you when I roll the numbers tonight, I bet you will get Sodding Space Babies.
For Hartnell.
We probably will, yeah.
For Hartnell.
Because we're constantly getting Hartnell anyway, so, you know.
Yeah, true. Well, we get the idea. By the end of all this exposition, we've got the idea. There's the three who rule. There's the peasants who are suffering from the wasting or not, and the three who will protect them from it. And the doctor's going, "I want to get the three who rule." That's
Yeah.
all right, isn't it? Really.
And we've met
Yeah.
the three who rule. Habris certainly reports back to them, so we'll probably have a couple of scenes with them in this as well.
Yeah.
Zargo, Camilla, and Orcon.
I had an idea for a casting idea for Camilla.
Oh.
I thought Hannah Woodingham,
Oh, yes, that would work, definitely.
because she's quite tall and generally terrifying.
Yeah, she could scare people. Yeah.
What about, though, if the three who rule were the three vampires from What We Do in the Shadows? You know, Natasha Demetriou, Matt Berry, and Kay Van Novak.
Oh my God, not Matt, it's going to be Matt Berry as Orcon, isn't it?
It is.
Yes.
Fuck me. Okay, I am down with that.
I mean, that's such a visual.
You have
yeah.
both been chosen for sacrifice.
Brilliant.
Told you so.
You fucking didn't.
There's a lot of explanations, as we said. Knowledge is forbidden.
Yeah.
Those that are selected are taken to the tower to serve the lords. Some of them don't come back again. And the spaceship that they arrived on, the Hydrax, came from Earth. So they get to see some records from about 1,000 years ago. And the faces
I
of
never
this
much
crew.
like that. There's no reason for it to come from Earth. I like the fact that the Starliner was nothing to do. It was just it just seemed just a pointless thing to me at the time, and still does.
Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? Yeah.
Possibly nowadays, though, you'd make more of a thing of it.
It's basically mostly to serve that whole continental shift scene. Which is nice. It's a lovely scene, but the whole being from Earth thing seems to be entirely to serve that.
Yeah. We see the original crew of the ship, the three who are the crew of the ship, who look the same as the three who rule, a bit suspicious.
Yeah.
And they're called Sharkey, Macmillan, and O'Connor. So, that could be anyone. Just don't know.
Maybe the great vampires just really, really likes human blood. Tastes nice. Oh, those earthlings, they're really delicious. I'll have some of them.
Yeah, a bit partial.
Maybe vampires originally evolved on Earth alongside the Silurians. They didn't like reptile blood, so everything was fine. They just sucked on mammals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then it all went to pot when Mondas blew out of orbit, and the vampires went, "Oh, stop this," and left, and had a fight with the Time Lords.
I thought if the vampires around the same time as Rassilon, that puts them sort of way back, sort of before.
Yeah, it does. It's way back.
Yeah.
Has anybody else ever noticed that the story contradicts itself? Because at one point he says the vampires from way before Rassilon, and then later on he's talking about the bow ships and all that being sent by Rassilon. So they've either been hanging around for like millions of years.
Well, he says
or
even Rassilon was young, so it suggests that Rassilon was around for a very long time.
Yeah. And he had those vampires all the time.
Yeah.
Bloody vampires.
Bloody vampires.
Crashing at the window.
Yes.
Going,
Rassilon.
Cat.
So I guess they go straight to the tower, where they get captured by Habris, taken in to see the three who all.
Yes.
And we immediately noticed that there's no windows in this tower. Slightly odd looking tower.
Bit sus.
Bit sus.
But they have got a nice glass painting.
Yes.
Yes.
Like you do, yeah.
It's not an amazing set design, is it? Really, it's there are moments where you can see the painted on bricks. I mean, possibly because it wasn't designed to be watched on Blu-ray, you know.
Yeah.
But there are bits.
I like the bronzy stuff. I think that's a nice choice rather than silvers again. It's nice to have really quite, striking bronze corridors, things like that.
Yeah, I think the spaceship's right. It's the inn that looks a bit naff to me. It's very BBC set.
I quite like the spaceship gothic look.
Yeah, it's
just good colour scheme as well. All that sort of red and bronze. I can see that still working in a set design now.
I like the combination of sort of medieval looking stuff, and they've still got the electronic doors that kind of open to a touchpad.
I mean, we're going to have massive set extensions in this. We're going to have CGI roof, a huge, great cathedral-like thing. Cathedral-y, spaceship-y, it's going to be that same sort of mix of influences. I think it'll look great.
Yeah.
I always thought the Whittaker era looked fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, very nicely put together. Lack of colour in their first season, though. It's very grey, isn't it?
Yes, true. Well,
that seems to be deliberate. I've always thought that was deliberate. They're going for a kind of indie film vibe. It's going for that look, and I'm not sure it works.
No.
But that seems to be what they're going for.
So, I guess the Doctor and Yaz get taken to meet the vampires, and they're greeted by Zargo and Camilla, who immediately know that they're space travellers. They're not surprised by that at all. They're not really pretending to be medieval. They give them some food, and then when Yaz cuts her finger, Camilla gets a bit excited. So we're doing all the tropes.
I don't think we're going to get much of this. I think we're going to get. I mean, the cutting finger bit is nice, but do we actually need it? Because it's blatantly obvious that they're vampires.
Yeah.
Word go.
That whole finger cutting thing is taken straight from the Dracula novel. So
it's true. It is. Yeah. So maybe we can get. I think we need to get to the point more quickly. I think we need to get moving. Actually, I think we've had quite a preamble now, and it shows how, I suppose, padded State of Decay is. It's nicely done. Hence knew what he was doing. But
it's not like the episodes are long as well.
Story. I'm kind of going.
They're quite short episodes. There isn't a lot of story here.
Yeah, they've got to very quickly meet the vampires and then discover the secret hatch into the whatever they are.
Into their workings. Yeah.
I think we'd amp up the tension here. I think the vampires would endanger them, attack them, and they escape into the tunnels. I think for the modern audience you'd have going on at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. We need more threat.
Yeah.
A bit of action, and a bit of running.
In the meantime, Orcon's not there. The reason Orcon's not there is he's decided to have another impromptu selection. So we go back to Ivo's place, where his wife Marta's taken a bit of a shine to Adric in the original version.
Yeah.
I don't know if we've got room for her here, but she really likes him. And then,
Orcon at Ryan when Orcon comes in and just destroys the entire set with his voice.
I mean, Orcon really likes him as well. Orcon really takes a shine to him.
Yeah.
And decides, oh, you're coming with me, boy. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's very big, Emrys James, isn't he? He's very, very big.
Yeah.
He's quite big. Yeah.
Not.
So I think
I think it's absolutely right. I think it's absolutely right thing to do. But he's very enjoyable.
I love it. But I think Ryan's got to be the guy everyone's taking an interest in this story, hasn't it? Because he's young, vigorous, handsome. It's not going to be Graham, is it?
No. He's wasted.
No. Yeah. I mean, obviously Ryan gets taken away and Graham's left in the pub going, what happened there? Where's my boy?
He's kind of saying to Ryan, you can't go. And Ryan's got, they've got cheese.
Yeah.
They've got cheese in the castle.
I assume you've all read this thing on the internet at some point. This dating journal from the 18th century or something like that, which is you may fascinate a woman with a piece of cheese.
Yes.
The surreality of it just destroys me. I love that.
It always works for me. Well,
It's the right piece of cheese. You can fascinate me too, but
got cheese.
Vampires are supposed to have hypnotic powers. Maybe we need to see a bit of that in evidence.
Let's see a bit of that. Let's see a bit of
Ryan goes off because he's been hypnotized.
Yeah,
we'll get a bit of CG going on.
Yeah, he puts Ryan under the fluids. Yeah.
So Graham doesn't fall in. So Graham's still got his marble. So he kind of surreptitiously follows.
Yeah.
Could follow him, or he could run off to try and find the Doctor and Yaz to get help and run into the scientists.
Stay in the pub. He decides to have another drink.
Stays in the pub. Is that what you do with him? That's our version of the Delta Wave Augmenter this week, is it?
He's just too hammered to actually do anything by this point.
He's trying to persuade Ivo to have a rebellion. That's what he's doing.
Do that. Like Paul said earlier on, he would be going, "No, that's my boy," and he'd be making his point of it because that's what Graham does. That's built into his character. So he is going to go after them.
He is going to go after them.
Well, I'm thinking. So at this point, Tarak takes it into his head just to go off and try and find the Doctor and Romana, with no kind of prompting.
No.
Yeah.
So maybe Graham runs into the scientists, and that's what prompts the Tarak and.
We could even dispense with Tarak.
And Graham starts stirring them up basically and saying, "Right, we've got to attack."
Yeah.
Doing some of the stuff that the Doctor does later, actually, in the original.
Well, in fact, doing some of the stuff that K9 does. He can lead the scientists in the attack on me.
Excellent.
We could entirely dispense with Tarak and just have
those lasers.
Just have Graham putting on the guard's uniform and getting involved.
We don't really need Tarak. It's a shame. But,
sorry, Thane Bettany. Bye bye.
Paul Bettany's father, isn't he?
Anyway,
Paul Bettany's father. Yeah.
You might have a cool name, but we don't need you in this story.
Great name, isn't it? Great name.
He's just one more bloke in a beard. Let's be honest.
He's got a better name than his character, really, hasn't he? He'd be better off if his character was called Thane.
He has. It's a proper Thane Bettany. It's the Darrow announcement name.
Yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Graham finds a guard's uniform and goes and plans a rescue.
Yeah. Excellent.
How about Time Ram?
Time Ram? You couldn't do it in that old crock.
Woomph. Time Ram. Londoners.
So I guess we've already we've had the Doctor and Yaz climbing into the workings of the ship, haven't we? So they're
going into the bowels and going.
They're climbing ladders and things. Yeah.
That's the blood.
Well, they find a little control room at the top, and they go, and then they climb all the way down again.
Yes. Oh, they got a control room. Yeah, they do, don't they? Yeah,
they do. Yeah,
they go to control rooms a lot. It seems to always going up and down. It's just Tom actually in episode 4, isn't it? He's just the one going up and down.
It's just Tom, but it turns out there's 3 of them later on. You're like, bloody hell, I guess while they're doing this, we can have them talking about Continental Shift.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty clear that the 3 who rule are the original crew, and they've been there for 1,000 years, and they're vampires.
I can totally see Jodie, wide-eyed explaining it.
Yeah.
And I should mention
more quickly again.
Yeah. The tower is Hydrax.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Should be. Really
I think we're going to get something really obvious to whack that home. I think the new series does that more often. We're going to have a big plaque saying Hydrax somewhere.
Yes.
Good point. Yeah.
Well, a sign. This is the Hydrax.
This is the Hydrax. All right.
you are on it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Mm.
Or just have the Dra bit revealed, and somebody's going, "Oh, it's Dracula," and they go, "No, it's Hydrax." Okay. Don't mention Dracula.
I mentioned it once, but I think I got rid of it.
What Bram Stoker thought, and look what happened.
Yeah.
We do have some scenes with the 3 who rule as well. Orcon's come back with Ryan. and he tells that he needs Ryan for reasons. He's going to be the Horizon or something like that, or he's one of the chosen ones. I don't know. It's not made very clear.
He's got to be initiated.
Bellowing at him.
Yeah.
And Ryan just standing there and gigantic performance.
As ever.
Yeah.
Toast and Cole getting to do something interesting, maybe. And we also get some mentions of the Great One. They all work for the Great One. Yeah. We can kind of get to the end of episode 2 fairly quickly, really. Yeah, they hear a heartbeat, the Doctor and Yaz.
Yeah.
As they head down towards the vats of blood. And when they get to there's a sort of a cave, and there's a big old bit of plaster over whatever's down there. Sort of gently heaving. And
I think it shouldn't be gently heaving. I think the hand should be coming up again. I think we need to move ahead. Again, more jeopardy. You know, oh shit, it's starting. Whatever it is, it's starting.
It would be nice to see more of it. That's for
sure. Well, it's going to in this, isn't it? It's going to be more impressive. You're going to see it. It's going to be like the devil in the sin pit, isn't it? It's going to be something like that.
So it's not going to be a little thing on a prong being waved in front of, you know, with a pile of video effects on it to try and do something with it. I had to cut that out in Photoshop once just to kind of work out what the hell it is. God, no wonder they drenched it in Quanta. Which were a great band. I love drenched in Quanta.
You can imagine them in the editing kind of going, put more effect in it. That still looks shit. More effects. No, it's still shit.
It's not a great episode ending this one either, is it?
I need more effects now!
It's not a great episode ending this one, you know. It's just they get there and then Orkon turns up and goes,
You're in my domain.
Yes.
Well, this was my domain!
Father! Yeah. The Great One, it's been there for 1,000 years. Orkon invites them to join him, actually, in the original version. Like the boy.
Yeah.
I think Orkon it's something like he invites them to join their swarm, and the Doctor says, I've never been a great one for swarming. Which Tom Baker delivers beautifully, but I can see Jodie Whittaker delivering that as well.
Completely different.
Don't like swarming me.
Completely different.
Yeah.
I don't like the swarm.
Was that you trying to do an accent?
Swarm. I think we decided when we picked this last time, didn't we, that the episode title would be State of Decay.
Maybe we should call it The Wasted. Wasting.
The Wasting. Very different. Very different. So the others turn up, Zargo and Camilo turn up, and they all get told, I think mentally they get told that the Great One needs Time Lord blood.
Right.
He never actually gets Time Lord blood, does he? So I don't know why he's...
And you know what? I think here what we do is now cut out the second half of episode 3 and most of episode 4. All the stuff of going back to TARDIS and getting information. We can have it here.
Yeah,
you know,
everyone's
Jodie
kind of in place.
The Time Lord bit. She can go the great vampires that Rassilon hunted. One sentence. You know, and Orkon can go, yes.
Yeah.
Good. Well, there we are. Well done. All that sort of bit.
There's not as many mentions of Rassilon this year, are there? So
No.
Yeah. I love the way in the original that when Tom's doing his punch card bit with the TARDIS, the first one he waits for it to take it in, and then he waits for the little piece of paper to come out and then tears it up. The second one, he's just pulling it out. He's like, I'm not waiting for this anymore.
Yeah. You hear all those stories of him shearing K9's gears because he was dragging him along on the scarf. Totally believe it. It's I can't be bothered with this fucking prop. It's that kind of moment.
Yeah.
And he's trying to read this
late in the day, and Soho is calling. You know,
he's trying to read this vampire story that's on the back of a till roll. He's like,
yeah.
I do love all that. I mean, anything action I'm down with, but I don't think we need any of it. I think Graham's basically been stirring up the resistance. Why don't they start heading in? They're the cavalry.
Mm-hmm.
Graham must have a nose laser.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Graham's got to rally the villagers and the scientists, give the villagers a bit of agency.
Yeah.
And I think I think we need a bit of gender diversity here as well. I want to see some really angry village women with pitchforks wondering what's happened to their kids.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is we can afford it.
Yeah.
In this one. You know, we're going to get scenes of them kind of like the Jarrow marches across location towards the tower, all in the same shot as well.
Yeah.
So we can totally let's have the cavalry's on the way.
Yeah, I mean we've understood that the selection. Some people in the selection end up working as guards.
Yeah.
And then some of them just seem to get eaten. Carl's one of them.
There's also going to the big blood vats.
They go in the big blood vats. Yeah, there's lots of drained bodies. They've kept the bodies so they're drained, and then there's lots of vats.
You know, if Walcott had just said to the doctor, "It's a massive black pudding operation, all right," the doctor would have gone, "Oh, fine," and not even thought about vampires and gone away, and Walcott would have gone. But no.
Should be on the next planet with Graham going, "Where's me boy?"
I love the bit in the original. I don't know whether we've gone past this yet or not because I've lost track a bit. But where Tarek and Romana face the go into the sleeping chamber, and there's Zargo and Camilla, and they're talking about killing them, and they say, "If only we had a pointed stick." And you think, like the ones that every single fucking guard in that palace is carrying in every other scene apart from this one.
Yeah.
We can have a similar scene, can't we, where Graham gets Ryan out, or maybe gets captured. I don't know. But yeah, it's
hopefully not by throwing a really strangely keyed stalactite.
That's very odd.
Well, I've read it. I don't know if you've read the account. Steve Camden wrote about it at length. It was largely up to Matthew Waterhouse, who just kept getting it wrong and giggling and getting it wrong and giggling. Peter Moffat was tearing, well, presumably his scalp off. And they spent far longer on trying to get. So it's very much a kludge job.
Yeah.
To get anything at all. They should probably have just cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of want to do it though. I kind of, when you're walking down the street one day and someone throws a stalactite at me, shatters on my hand. That'd be great. It'd be well cool. It'll never happen.
Yeah.
And if it wouldn't shatter on my hand, it would penetrate my hand if it was a sharp one, and that'd be bad.
It's a special effect. For some reason, when I say that special effect, it makes me think of Into the Labyrinth. It's a very Into the Labyrinth.
It's very Into the Labyrinth. Yes, absolutely it is. God.
Well, let's say that we want to keep the shattered stalactite in there somewhere. It's in the battle scene somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, it'll look really good now. So.
Yeah.
Okay. We need some connective tissue here. I think we've got Graham's kind of leading a rebellion.
Yeah.
Ryan presumably is at the point of getting sacrificed. Maybe Yaz
He's on the
as well.
slab.
Yeah.
The doctor and Yaz are presumably restrained.
Does the doctor escape? Because we need to get the doctor back up the ladder.
Get the thing up the ladder. So yeah, maybe Yaz has been captured and
maybe Yaz.
Ryan's already under the influence and
let's give Yaz some agency. Let's have Yaz buying the doctor's escape.
Yeah,
by giving herself up.
Yaz like sacrifices herself for the doctor.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
She'd do that.
She would do that. Totally. So it's the time of arising. The great vampire is going to arise soon. Within minutes, by the sounds of things. So, trying to work out where we are.
Is the doctor going to make some kind of typical man joke at this point?
Okay.
What about him arising?
That was the gist.
Okay. What's going to come up through the floor?
Teed? On his shoulders.
Right. I mean, we get a lot of lore here, don't we, about the Time Lords killing vampires with bow ships and stuff like that.
And so on, But Jodie says that in a couple of sentences. She just explains it. She just, maybe even get a flashback or two.
I think in the new series, they do something a bit more visual. We'd see bow ships. I want to see bow ships, frankly.
Yeah, firing at a swarm of
giant vampires.
Yeah.
Draining entire planets,
I'm just imagining Matt Irvin in 1980 just going, no.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you could either have a flashback, or the Doctor uses a sonic to hack into the ship's computer, and there are some records on there or something. But I think it could be woven in earlier while they are climbing up and down ladders in that whole sequence.
Yeah, he gets she gets the computer working. Yeah.
I love the Fourth Doctor in the original going, "Bow ships? What are bow ships?" And you're thinking, it's not rocket science, Tom. Come on.
It's a ship with a massive bow on it.
Yeah. What could that possibly do? A bow ship?
Yeah.
Now, if they'd called them arrow ships, you would have got it straight away.
Maybe there were arrow ships. Maybe they were kind of like B-arcs.
Yeah.
Like, the bow ships fired them, and it's kind of all the runcibles get put on there.
On the arrow ship, yeah.
Please, Rassilon, can I be on the bow ship, not the arrow ship? No,
you can't, because the egg was wrong this morning, so you're on the fucking arrow.
You're on the arrow ship.
You're doing it for Gallifrey. I don't want to do it for Gallifrey.
That's the exciting thing. Nobody in the universe can do what we're doing.
So I guess we get some scenes with Ivo and the rebels all coming together.
Yeah.
There is also scenes in the visual version. This Adric talks about how he's quite happy to be a vampire.
Yeah.
Sounds like quite a good deal.
Oh no, wait! This is a double bluff, isn't it? This is. Oh yeah, well, we should give this to Ryan, then we should let Ryan.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah.
If he's doing it as part of a cunning plan to try and...
it is a cunning plan, yeah. So
that's very Ryan.
Very Ryan.
The thing is with Adric in the original is he doesn't... If the intention all along that he is doing it, as a cunning plan, he doesn't play it like that.
No,
he's just thinking, didn't you read the end of your script? Did you just read like one page at a time?
And then,
I think he just read that day's page.
Yeah.
And then he doesn't actually achieve anything. There's nothing Adric does in this story which influences the plot in any way. Yeah.
Well, the character was a fairly late inclusion, wasn't he? It was only when they decided to keep him on from the previous story.
I seem to remember being worried for him when he was on the slab.
Yeah.
New companion.
That's fair. Yeah. I quite liked Adric when I was 11, or where I was.
I liked Adric when I was 11 as well. I was very upset when he died.
Yeah.
It's just with hindsight.
It's quite nice to see him not in his pajamas for once. You think, he could have stuck with that.
Why didn't he keep that nice red outfit?
Yeah. Keep that. Don't put he's got his pajamas back on.
Because Tom would have lost it. Tom would just no.
Well, you can't wear red.
Yeah.
It's like when they're doing the selection and he's just like randomly got, the innkeeper's son's coat on, but still his pajamas underneath, and nobody notices.
Yeah. Yeah.
I quite skill and flair was not in costume, was it?
Yeah.
That whole thing of everyone wearing the same thing all the time, it was just, what are you doing?
I quite like the scene as well. Habris comes to Orcon. He says, the rebels are killing us all. And Orcon sends him back. He says, it sends him back to die. That's what guards are for.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah.
And Habris just goes. I was expecting him just to join the rebels at that point.
Yeah.
Change sides, All right.
Especially, the guards are the villagers who've been press ganged into being guards. So they're, they're fighting their own relatives. I can imagine, some really angry village woman whacking one of the guards, and he's going, Mum, stop it! I was just trying to save my skin.
Yeah, we need more of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Also, all the guards downstairs watching the great fucking vampire come out of the ground. Are any of them going to go, oh, we've picked the wrong side. Maybe we should warn people. And then, we go, oh, dear.
Are we the baddies?
Are we the baddies?
I was just thinking of that. Yeah. The episode of Mitchell and Webb.
It's that, but they all just stand there going, all right.
There's a lovely bit of stuntman acting as well, isn't there? As one of the guards.
Stuart Fell gets
Stuart Fell,
yeah.
Wait a minute, you're the traitor.
I mean, he doesn't sell them, but yeah, you get some lines.
Yeah.
Yes, that's an actor, Stuart Fell. His Rangers Harveston, sorry.
It's a great stunt man.
Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen to this guy. Yeah.
He's no Terry Walsh.
So, I guess if we're cutting to the end, we've got the Doctor climbing up into the scout ships.
Yeah.
She's got 3 chances there to get one of them working.
I don't think she has, I think she's climbing up into one of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Don't think we've got time for 3 by now.
Yeah.
So just the one.
Just a single pointy spaceship, not the old sort of trident one.
Yeah. Do we have the great one actually
and you replace
up?
the jeopardy. Sorry, you replace the jeopardy of which of the 3 is the right one with the will it work or not?
Yeah.
At all.
Do we have the great one actually waking up, actually coming out of the hole and doing something?
I think he would.
Halfway out the hole by now, yeah.
I think we've got to see him,
I think the great one's halfway out the hole and sucking the life force out of all these, the people who should have gone, oh, we're the baddies.
Yeah.
Draining the entire planet. Yeah.
Stand around watching while this great vampire comes out of the ground. You get your life force sucked out of you.
Yeah. Even the trees are kind of going.
We get a demonstration of what the great vampire is going to do if unleashed.
Mm-hmm.
Stakes are there, and the Doctor's racing to stakes, you see.
Yeah.
Stakes.
Yeah, if only I'd have been a little bit more slick there, I could have got away with saying I planned it. But it wasn't, so that failed. Fine. Listener doesn't expect.
Yeah, because what you'll have had here is that earlier flashback scene of Time Lords versus vampires. You'll have seen the vampires using their powers of
you'd have seen
sucking to destroy their powers of sucking to destroy the Time Lords, and then when this one
wasting, and then that sews up the wasting as well.
I'm going to keep going, and when this one
that's just a very different image. The powers of sucking. I'm going different places with that. Carry on.
When this one rises up, he starts doing the same thing. You think, I know where this is going.
Yeah.
Then,
yeah, you're right, and that would close the wasting loophole.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it does leave us a sucking loophole, which is perhaps worse.
What is actually going on here? Because I'm confused. Are you confused? Pretty confused.
Proper confused? I'm way beyond confused.
I guess Graham at this point is actually leading the evacuation.
He's bound to be.
We need a way of getting a message to him, but I suppose someone needs to get back to him.
Yeah.
Maybe Yaz and Ryan escape.
Oh, this is K9, isn't it? K9 kind of goes, oh, shit, ship doing things, move.
We should better get out. Yeah.
Well, no, he's got a nose laser. He's got, special ears as well.
Graham?
Yes.
That is what I'm guessing the palace is just around him, and he's kind of going, oh, actually, something's happening. It's probably best to get out of here.
Yeah. I think when the whole building starts
shuddering and we hear rocket engines,
Yeah. That's a bit of a clue to get out.
And Graham goes, that's rockets. And they go, what's rockets? And he goes, move. And off we go. We could write Doctor Who. Not well, but we could write it.
Yeah. And Ryan, who's been tricking them all along, comes around and gets Yaz away.
Mm-hmm.
While the three are distracted.
Mm-hmm.
But
they're looking at the great one, aren't they?
They're looking at the great one, going,
yeah.
Look at that.
Waited a while for this, taking selfies.
Yeah. And then a big old scout ship comes down.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ruins their selfies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bit shit. Yeah.
I think the Doctor climbs out of the scout ship.
I don't think she's in the scout ship when it hits.
I think she is. I think she pilots it all the way up and all the way down again.
Okay.
For God's sake, straps herself down.
She's literally at the controls, flying it at this thing's chest.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's astride it like Doctor Strange now.
and
riding it all the way down. Yeah.
Climbs out of the Great One's chest cavity afterwards.
Something like that.
Covered in
and then the three who rule all towards her, and then they all go horrible.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, the three go after them, and then they turn to skeletons, turn to dust.
Yeah.
They don't rule very much. They're just,
Yeah. And we get some lovely
Yeah.
scenes at the end where Ivo turns up and he puts his arm around Tom's shoulder in the original, and Tom just kind of shakes him off. And I think it's because he's been rude to K9. I think that's what it is. He's decided he doesn't like him.
Yeah, whereas Jodie's doctor would just be a bit get off.
Yeah, she'd be self-conscious about it.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I apologise to Graham.
His nose laser saved you, and his special years.
Good dog, Graham. And then we get a scene at the end where the doctor gives them the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Gives them the knowledge. Now they can get around London.
Yes.
That's about it. That's going on.
Yeah. It's in 50 minutes, no bother.
Yeah.
I think we could. Yeah, we've cut that down to I think about 30 minutes. It's kind of
Yeah.
I don't think we had too much problem there. Yeah, but there's not a lot of plot to it, is there? It's quite.
No,
there's an awful lot of character. There's an awful lot of Dr. Romana, which I mean, I could watch till the cows come home. Fine, that's great.
Yeah.
You know, there's an awful lot of the Doctor and K9 in the TARDIS reading ticker tape. It's quite,
There's quite a lot of Tom and Lala kind of simpering at each other and going, "Oh, you are wonderful, Romana."
And there's a lot of Tom and Lala on location, not looking at each other as well.
Yes.
You see the progression of that row. Location to studio, yeah. But I mean, certainly in the scene where they're both sat, you know, in episode 3, and you are wonderful, all that sort of. I mean, that's just, oh, bless them.
Yeah.
It was never going to last. I mean, clearly it was never going to last. Really, really never going to last. But yeah.
Lala's outfit's very nice in this.
Yes,
isn't
it?
All her season 18 ones are very nice.
Yeah, quite good costumes generally in this one, I thought.
Yeah, I think she started pulling her weight a bit now by then. Look, I'm with the star of this show. You're gonna treat me better.
Give me a new outfit now.
Was it June Hudson? I don't know.
Well, this one, I'm not sure.
Not this one.
No.
Yeah.
But a lot of the season 18 ones were, I think.
Yeah.
Ensplinment.
Yeah. So, is our new version better than the original, or worse, or as good? What do we think?
I think the effects are definitely better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, they could open it out a bit, couldn't they? And just make it look a bit more convincing, I think.
I mean, I'm very fond of State of Decay, so
yes.
I think it's going to be inferior, to be honest. I think I'll like it less anyway.
Yeah, I think it would be very obvious in this that Ryan really doesn't get anything much to do, as it is in almost all his stories. It's really obvious that he doesn't get much to do.
It's pretty obvious, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the too many companions thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Except I'll always point to the web planet. All the companions get something to do in that.
Yeah, but that's stretched over like 6-20.
But it has got 6
episodes.
episodes. Yeah.
They can split half of them off to the Crater Needles. They can give Barbara a week off, and it's all fine, you know.
So what we should have done is put a section in the Crater of Needles in this story. I'm down with that. I'll bring them an doctorate into anything.
I'm saying they should have put the Crater Needles into the Jodie Whittaker era. That would have been great, you know.
Okay.
It's still might. We haven't had it yet.
Big Finish will do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's true. Yeah, poor old Tosin Cole. I mean, he just looks less and less interested as he goes on, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, the penny's dropped by about episode 3 that his character isn't going anywhere. So he's just thinking, you know, what can I do to get out of this? Go and do something more interesting.
So I think this would be pretty good. I'm not sure if it'd be better than the original, but I think this would be a good one.
I think so.
Yeah.
It's a solid story.
Yeah, the idea.
Some nice, interesting stuff going on. Some some good concepts.
The ideas are great. That's some really great ideas in this. I love Time Lords fighting vampires since the dawn of time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's a shame they never went back to it in the series. Obviously, they did in the novels.
Yeah.
Terrence went back to it several times, but
I do think it's a letdown we don't get to see much of the Great Vampire. Having been built up all the way through, it would have been nice. I know it would have been someone in a rubber suit coming through a thing, but that would have been better.
Yeah.
I remember at the time being disappointed, and still now, looking at it as a writer, I'd go, no, I'd do that. I'd totally have that happening.
Yeah.
It is a lot of talking and not a lot of action in this story. Yeah.
They should have got Stephen Thorne in. I am the great vampire.
I think the three who rule when they age to death, that does look pretty good.
That's great.
Yeah.
And the way they acted, the horrible way that they fall.
Yeah.
It's wrong. I think that's that.
Like their bones are breaking and they're just collapsing under their own weight.
Yeah, they look
so
horrible.
They spent the effects budget on that makeup rather than on the Great Vampire.
Yeah.
Pretty shit. A glove. Yeah.
Oh, it's the puppet that gets me. It's that thing being waved around on the screen. I love that thing. One of these days, I'm going to build one. It'll be like a jester's. I'll just wave it at people.
Yeah.
Yes.
An accurate rendition of its performance on screen. Great.
What would it look like in the Jodie Whittaker era? Would it more sort of a Nosferatu?
Yeah, it'd be massive.
Yeah.
And it would be CGI.
Yeah.
Like I say, I'm thinking like the thing in the Satan pit.
The Satan pit, but with fangs,
but more vampire
rather than horns, perhaps.
Sort of
something like that. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, have we got anything more to say about State of Decay?
No, I think we've covered that, really, haven't we?
Yeah.
We just wanted to do an outro.
It's quite a good one.
We haven't rolled the numbers yet.
We need to roll the numbers. So,
Yes. I still haven't just created a bookmark.
I have to confess about State of Decay is I didn't actually watch it. There's about 3 stories I didn't watch first time round.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking Buck Rogers. I watched Buck Rogers.
Right.
It's terrible. It's a terrible thing to admit now, and I can't believe it that I did that. But
I loved it. When I was young, I was absolutely entranced by this thing.
Yeah. I think I liked
the whole
too,
season did it for me. I really liked season, and I still like season 18.
Yeah,
and I thoroughly enjoy State of Decay. Yeah. And of course, we had the Pickwick version as well.
Yeah. That was my first experience of it with having not seen it on television. Was that?
So, do you expect it to start by going bum 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 bum?
But one of my main memories of this season is you remember Full Circle came out in the Viewmaster things with the pictures. I had one of them for years. I'm long gone now, sadly.
I had a friend who had one. I kept trying to nick it, and then I suddenly realised one day I'd have to nick the actual Viewmaster as well to be able to.
Otherwise it's rubbish. Yeah.
That kind of killed my criminal impulses on that.
Yeah. But the Starliner in 3D was amazing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, has it gone silent?
Odd shit.
What happens there?
Oh, I can hear me.
Everybody, it must be me. Hang on.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's okay now. Everybody went silent there. I thought it was just you, Baz, but then Roop said something and he was silent too.
Oh.
Well, it wouldn't be a Zoom call if you went to next working, Paul. So
it's been fine since.
Now mine's gone to pop.
Yeah.
Okay. Shall I try and attempt to stumble through some kind of outro?
Do the magic.
Numbers.
Oh, no. Numbers. Yes, right. Okay. Doctor 4 again.
4. All right.
Well, 4 again. And story. We're still going up to 300, or is it more than that now?
It's way more than that. Yeah.
Well, what is it?
Okay, 312 includes Joy to the World.
228. Oh.
Matt Smith, Shirley.
Smith, one of those two, isn't it?
A Town Called Mercy. I think we've already done that one.
Oh, we had that.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll roll again.
This is happening a lot more now.
155. Dragonfly is about 150.
Yeah, it's McCoy, isn't it?
155 is Survival.
Oh,
for the Fourth Doctor. Interesting.
Now, will this be his last story then?
Oh shit!
Yes.
No, because
Yeah.
McCoy
Yes, it
regenerates
would
the TV. No, we see McCoy regenerating the TV movie. That's McCoy's last story.
But
No,
the
because
TV
we've done the
movie,
TV movie. We didn't. No, hang on.
the TV movie was.
Yeah, your continuity's never going to work.
God,
Oh, the
who was-
continuity's been
Actually,
shot
didn't we
to
do
hell.
the TV movie for the? Oh, which Doctor did we do it for?
I don't know.
But Survival was
Capaldi.
never,
Capaldi. Right. Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He did the
Survival was
TV
never
movie for
intended to
Capaldi.
be McCoy's last story.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, but it
found
is
that
his
way.
last.
Yeah. We're going to have to contrive a regeneration at the end of it.
Unless
Bloody
we give
hell.
Survival to Matt Smith, that's the only way
Yeah.
that works. It's kind of.
There's this
Yeah, we
radio
have to. You're right. Oh, blimey. Oh my
There's
god.
this radio telescope in Perryville.
Oh, it's simple. The master just strangles them.
He climbs
Master
up the
wins the
BBC
fight.
archive building.
Falls out of that block of flats.
Tom ends up with his arse in the air and a pile of rubbish, and regenerates. Peter Davison pops out. Brilliant.
Out of his ass.
Out of his arse. Why not? That was the Watcher all the time. Oh dear. This is okay. Yeah.
No wonder he's white.
Survival doesn't fit Tom at all either.
We haven't actually done a last story for Tom yet, though, have we?
Well, we're about to.
Well, we can grade it, can't we?
We could
let's
grade
do it. No, let's do it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, look, we did a Good Man Goes to War in the Troughton era.
Yeah.
I know. It's been all downhill since then.
Good lord.
In fairness, though, it's still going to be Ainley, isn't it? It would still be Ainley. It would still be
Yeah.
Ainley.
It'll still be Ainley. Yeah,
Yeah.
It would.
yeah.
Yeah.
Less dewlap, but same basic thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually like him at his best in Survival. He's a lot more visceral in Survival.
Yeah.
There's a lot less pantomime. It's like he's knackered. He's desperate. You know,
They
he's
definitely turned
dropped
him
the
down
act
that
now.
one.
The
Yeah,
master's
yeah,
dropped the act.
Yeah.
And he's just going for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Could you imagine Tom bawling, if we fight like animals, we die like animals? He's totally going to be giving all the cats dirty babies.
Yeah. Yeah. Tegan gets a sort of bit intense with one of them. Yeah.
Get the yo-yo out for one last appearance.
Oh, God, yeah, we're going to have 3 fucking companions as well, that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it have to be set in Perryville? And if Tegan's in it, it could be set in Brisbane.
Except the trouble is we try and limit ourselves to what they would have done, and they wouldn't have shot in Brisbane. They couldn't have afforded to.
Well, where is Tegan's flat supposed to be? In London somewhere?
It's in London.
Yeah.
It's, in
It's going to be
it's now
somewhere
in
within
Perryville.
25 miles of Television Centre is where it was.
Yeah. That's a bit weird, isn't it?
I can't make that fit at all. Tonally, I cannot make that one fit. However, we're going to have to. So, listener, blimey, Tom Baker's last story, Survival. That's what we've got next. Tune in. Oh, don't tune in. It's the internet. Tune in. How old am I? Fucking hell. I'd very much like to thank my usual co-hosts, Mr. Paul Ferry.
Goodbye.
Mr. Barry Williams.
Bye.
I gave you enough time that time, Paul. Was that all right?
Yeah.
You gave Paul enough time both
wasn't
times.
me. It was Baz
me
last
that you
time.
cut off.
Oh, well, to hell with it. And our special guest star, thank you so much for coming and enduring this, Lisa. I hope you enjoyed it.
It was tremendous fun. Thank you
Excellent.
for inviting me.
Will you come back and do another one?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, fine. That's how we test people if they really enjoyed it or not. Say they'll come back, then they probably did. Yeah. Thank you for bringing some sanity and order to the chaos. So, listener,
I didn't think that was my role in this whole thing.
which, knowing the three of us for so long, you should have done. So, listener, yes, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time for Tom Baker's Survival. We'd like to thank Ben Jones for our music. You can find us on social media, which, as Paul pointed out last time, is getting really complicated now. So I'm on Blue Sky and Twitter still, though I may not be on Twitter forever, but we'll see. And I'm at Rupert Booth on both, or I'm Rupert Booth at Blue Sky, whatever the hell it is on there. Baz is on. Where are you on, Baz? Where are you? You're on Tumblr.
Tumblr and Blue Sky.
Blue Sky.
Technically, I'm on X somewhere, but I'm not really going to be looking at it anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let that account die.
Yeah. Paul?
I'm on Blue Sky and Threads and
Instagram
and Instagram,
TikTok. And...
Don't ask me what any of the names of the accounts are. You'll just have to search for me.
And Lisa, would you like to tell us about any socials or anything you'd like to promote with our massive reach on this podcast?
I'm on Blue Sky at Lisa MG at bluesky.com. And all I would say is, I expect everyone's doing this already, but keep reading Doctor Who magazine.
There you go. We're probably on Blue Sky as well, because Blue Sky for the win, apparently. Is that all right? Am I done, Baz? Is there anything else I need to say?
You could mention the Patreon. That would be quite handy.
Patreon? Well, yes, we've got a Patreon page, and there are things on there. Baz will tell you what they are. What are they, Baz?
They're extra content.
Thanks, Baz. There we go. That doesn't entice you. I don't know what will. You must be dead inside this. So, yeah. Unless you have fucking money. Good positive ending, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very positive, yeah.
Thank you. Well, I did well that time.
Rupert's end is frozen, so Barry, take over.
I'm not touching his frozen end.
Direction point! A Doctor Who podcast network.